Hey there, Goa fans. This is Mark, DJ Solitaire, here with episode 139 of Retro Goa Explorations, my weekly series in which I share in each episode one of my favorite tracks from the 1990s Goa Trance psychedelic dance movement. So I've said that we are currently, by and large, in music that I first came across in the 97 to 98 season. So from the autumn of 97 through to the end of the summer of 1998. Now, this doesn't mean in every case that that's when the music was made or released. It really depends. It's often just, when it crossed, when we crossed paths and it landed in my grubby little collector hands as I was living in London. And then soon after, from the spring of 98, back in Japan. And so this is one that I remember coming on DAT to me. And I remember it was August 1997 that I got it. I remember very clearly, and I can remember exactly who it was who gave it to me. I think it was Emmerich from the Tufnell Park local chapter of the French DAT Mafia. It was a good house of trancers over there, just a 5-minute walk from me in the Tufnell Park neighborhood where Richard Purple was also living. Chris UX was just one station away in Archway. Fun little neighborhood. And but this one showed up for me, and it was this really weird title, Artitica. I was like, I don't know what this is, but it was some hallucinogen track called Artitica. And years later, I think probably, well, a year or two later, because of the CD label that's on here, I get this CD of Earth Nation's An Artificial Dream, which has a hallucinogen mix on it. So somehow somebody who's probably not particularly good at spelling or in some sort of audio-visual mechanical dexterity compromised state, artificial child got reduced to Artitica. So that was kind of amusing because really a lot of tracks ended up with names on the DAT labels that were not accurate. In some cases, I've seen like everything was one track down because they left something out, so everything was misidentified by a factor of one. But in some cases, it actually wasn't that artist. People made up names. All kinds of things happened. But in any case, this was a hallucinogen track that I was not aware of. But it was released in 1995. It was actually the original came out. The vinyl that this was on, which had the original, and then the hallucinogen remix, but misspelled in such a delightful way. It was hallucinogen. So not even hallucinogen, which would have made sense. But it was this, anyway, it was misspelled on the German label. Uh, this came out October, the end of October 1995, which is just a couple of weeks after Hallucinogen's first album, Twisted, hit the stores. So, but it took a while to get to me. It was on IQ Records. This is a, sort of a well-known record label, but not, regular standard Goa per se. And Earth Nation had been popular already for their incredible track Alienated, which Simon Posford of Hallucinogen, if we're going to say it properly, um, he had done a remix of that track and didn't like it, so he didn't release it. He said, the original is just so much better. And I mean, let's face it, the original is really good. And until today, I hadn't actually listened to the original of this. I just had that Artitica, an artificial dream remix on DAT. Loved that. And it took a while to find out what the original track was, but the CD single doesn't actually have the original. It's got 5 different mixes here. And so just before filming this, I decided I should probably check out the original. And guess what, folks? It's really good. Like it's really good. So I don't have it, but we're going to stream it. We're going to listen to it because it's really, really, really good. But first, we're going to listen, of course, to the amazing Hallucinogen remix, which on here is called Hallucinogen's Dragonfly remix. Now, I don't know why it was called Dragonfly per se. Of course, he was on the Dragonfly label. He'd released, a couple of singles on the label and his album by this time. So I guess they were making some kind of reference to that, but it's a little surprising that it has Dragonfly on there. But whatever. It's a little clearer than Artitica. So this is a fabulous remix. It's a wonderful, wonderful morning track. It's just got beautiful, uplifting vibes, very, evocative harmonies, wonderful sounds, which when you listen to the original, of course, you can hear where some of these sounds come from. But of course, they get that very individual and very identifiable Posford treatment. So how about we give a little listen now to the original remix of An Artificial Dream. I should say original in the sense of the Hallucinogen remix. I mean, there's other original remixes here, but the one that first made its way to me a couple of years later, after its release in around August 1997. So let's give this a listen and then we'll have a little exploration of the original, which is really different and wonderful. So here we go. Earth Nations, An Artificial Dream. Very cool, evocative title as well. Hallucinogen's Dragonfly remix. Cool cat-like noises here. Can't we hear a little preview of Space Pussy? Beautiful bounce. And that voice. Also quite hallucinogen. Wonderful harmonies. Everything sounds like a voice, doesn't it? And then listen to this shaping of that bass line and the rhythm and the harmonic content. Remember when bass lines were interesting, folks? This is what should be happening now. So we get both the hi-hats and these little murmuring voices in the background. And I love that. And it's panning. Wonderful. And again, just this beautiful, simple riff with that sort of clarion call, trumpeting kind of energy. Getting a little tweaked. Then we get those hallucinogen cymbals. A little psychedelic tambourine. Little playing with a voice. Ooh, some rubbery stuff now. Just the way it starts expanding, we get some other notes that are more in the background than that one. A little bit more tweaked. Then again, the air clears, right? This is storytelling where we sort of turn the page into the next chapter. And we get that sort of left and right pan of that little blast. That two-note voice thing is just gorgeous. And then things are going to build up. I mean, beautiful, silky, smooth, sly, sensual, uplifting. Just the layering of those voices, right? With that different instrumentation and echoing. Just like a soft voice in the background there if you listen. And one extra little line came in there. Then we get the more human voices treated. Just a little break in the kick, and then comes back. Wonderful little bridge here. Sounds a little bit like his head sounds like a frisbee. A French sample. We're here to hear the word mystérieuse. And this, just this beautiful descending pattern, these real crystalline sounds. Textures are incredibly clear. You think about the engineering, that this is in 1995. I get that sort of I love the way some things sort of come out of, you know, forward, backward, sort of foreground, background, rather. So how many things are going on at once? This really plaintive, right? It's sort of really exclamatory, but also, you know, it's got a little bit of a questioning quality to it, this whole riff. And it's going to start unwinding or winding down. One final round. It's very sensual the way it sort of slides on some of these notes. Got the textures, the different harmonic stuff going on all at once. So, you know, there's a little bit of this almost tinge of sadness or anguish in the background, but this flavor of optimism and this upbeat quality to the whole thing. Hear that bass line so beautifully clear though still, while there's these soft waves and that cat-like noise in the background. Ain't that beautiful? Just an absolutely gorgeous track. I think because of its, you know, release on IQ and with Hallucinogen misspelled, and then just it appearing on this CD single, I think it's been quite overlooked. Again, huge Hallucinogen fan here. It was 2 years, sort of, I mean, 2 years after it was made, almost, but 3 years after I became a fan, that I got my hands on this. So a little surprising sort of delay. I was really surprised also to learn that it was released in 1995. When you listen to that level of production and the musical innovation and complexity, um, just absolutely astounding. So, gotta say though, two things can be true at the same time. Two things can be great at the same time. In the original, which I heard, less than an hour before filming, wow, I was kind of impressed. So I know Earth Nation's Alienated is wonderful, the original one, right? And of course, I always loved having, Simon's remix of it, even though he doesn't like it. But then you go to the original, it's like, yeah, the original is really, really good. And that's the case here. So even though I don't own a copy, I'm going to do the stream it from online thing. It showed up on an album, sort of mixed, that sort of gentle mixing, that's, ambient mixing at the intros and outros of tracks. So their album, Terra Incognita. And so we're going to hear a little bit of the, fade in and fade outs, as it blends into the other tracks. But I think this is really worth listening to. So let's give a listen to the original mix, the album mix from the album Terra Incognita by Earth Nation of An Artificial Dream. So this is still some of the remnants of the previous track, and now we can hear those sounds that were at the end of the Hallucinogen version. So more of the sample, obviously. It's in French. Not going to translate everything. There's that word mystérieux, which Simon used. Some beautiful sounds in the background there, right? French guy's talking a lot. Now we can hear that interval and that double note repeated up there that Simon accented. And that voice. Wonderful hi-hats. Very different from what Simon did, and then that extra little, slightly more granular texture there. Right, so very different approach to the kick. Very groovy. Such a simple bass line, but so effective. Ton rêve is your dream. I am your dream. So this is, a very different kind of music that was popular at the time where, vocal samples were more pronounced, more of that repetition. But the drive, the sort of the momentum, listen to that sound. Hear that grinding going on. And you know, when this stuff is repeating over and over again, I mean, I've said this before, right? It becomes like a mantra. And there's that which remains the same and that which is changing. It's just like our lived experience. Just very simple interjections, right? So you have the same thing, but it's being presented differently. Now we get that bounce. I mean, this is so otherworldly and evocative. Just the way that one note is kind of bouncing around and sort of filling the atmosphere. Wow. I mean, that just, you know, it provides rhythm, it fills in a certain frequency, and just adds a lot of texture and dimension. And then you get that wobbly, otherworldly sound, like this psychedelic zither. Again, just this loop, and then it gets broken. Again, this is my second time listening, right? So this is getting some pretty fresh reactions here. Recognize those from the Hallucinogen remix? Beautiful break. Just that affirmative, uplifting kind of patterning with that single note. Your dream. I am your dream. Just the simplicity of that one note. And then this. A very otherworldly kind of sounds if you're talking about an artificial dream. Now we have that more uplifting kind of thing. I love that growling kind of sound. Then we get that Those sounds which we heard also at the end of the Hallucinogen version. And then it starts mixing a little bit into the next track. So I just faded that. So cool. That was literally the second time I've heard that. It's about time, isn't it? Gonna have to explore some Earth Nation. I mean, this is some brilliant, brilliant stuff. So kudos to the musicians there who have very long names that are hard to pronounce, and I don't know them. So I'm just going to look them up here and see if I'm able to get my head around the German and what looks to be possibly Flemish. So on go the Goa Professor glasses here, and it's a German duo, Marcus Demi and Ralph Hildenbeutel. But I recall when I was looking on Earth Nation, on rather an Artificial Dream, there was another name. There was also the vocals were by Jean-Charles van der Minsbrugge. Brugge. Exactly how to pronounce it, what level of what level of throat clearing is supposed to be involved there. So in any case, hats off, gentlemen. Brilliant stuff. And of course, hats off to Simon Posford, who, does he ever not deliver? No. Phenomenal remix. So I'm going to sign off here and present both versions, the original and the remix. Mark DJ Solitaire here. DJ Solitaire's Retro Goa Explorations. This was episode 139. And now let's listen to Earth Nation's original and Hallucinogen remix of An Artificial Dream.
Lente, le décor. Reflet bleu métallique, clapotis mystérieux. La chair profonde et chaude, aux arpents rugueux. Lèvres rouges, écarlates. Fleur ouverte et docile, elle attend ton baiser. Un long baiser. Salé.